Good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Chris. If you don't know me, I'm with Daily Dose of DIY, and today I'm going to show you how to use Infusible Ink sheets. These are the colors I'm going to be using tonight: animal print and some patterns. And we're going to take Infusible Ink and we're going to put it on a tumbler like this. This is a 20-ounce skinny tumbler. So as you're coming on tonight, let me know in the comments if you've ever used Infusible Ink. If you've never used it, just comment never, so we know who has used it and who has not. Infusible Ink is the material we used in the Cricut Crafters Club this month. That's why we're doing it tonight, to show different things that you can make with it. You will notice one thing I forgot to mention last week is this is not a Cricut item. You do not have to use Cricut blanks when you use Infusible Ink. What you want to look for is sublimation blanks, or if you're using material, 100% polyester material. So this is what you would call a sublimation blank, but it takes Infusible Ink beautifully. And I have these for sale in my shop. If you're interested in those, you can just comment link in the comments. And hi, Kim. I see you've never used Infusible Ink. Darlene never has. Marina has. Cindy has on mugs. I don't think I've ever done a mug yet, but I like to do tumblers. I think tumblers are a lot of fun. So if you comment link in the comments, what is supposed to happen is you will get in Messenger, it will send you the link to get the free SVG files I'm going to show you tonight, the link to get these skinny tumblers, and a link to something else. Oh, if you want more information on the Cricut Crafters Club. However, technology does not always work the way I want it to work. So if you comment link and you don't get anything in your messenger, I will take care of that after the live. I will come back through and make sure you guys all get the links. Hi there, Tamara. Hi, Terry. Hi, Marina. Hi, Sue. I see you've never done Infusible Ink either. Well, hopefully after tonight you'll want to do it, because I think it's a lot of fun to work with. And when I first started working with it, I didn't... I messed it up a lot, and I didn't like it so much either, but now I love it. So, first thing is SVG files. Let me show you. I made you a blank template, you can see here, and then a couple, if you want to use tumblers on that, I've made these there. Running on iced coffee and a prayer, because that's my life. And I made one in Buffalo ink that said Mama Bear. Wrong side of the screen. So those SVGs you can have for free if you wish. If you're in the Cricut Crafters Club, I'll drop them in there for you. Or you can comment link and I will get the link to you one way or another to sign up to get these free. They're in my free SVG library. I'm not sure how many SVGs I have in there now, but it's a lot. When you get to the sign-up page, there'll be a video that shows you how to sort and go through. All the SVGs in the library are in alphabetical order. So for these, you're looking for, you'll scroll down to S to get the skinny tumbler SVGs. Now, we need to go to Design Space. So you'll get the SVGs. Let me share my screen here with you. And then we'll go into Design Space. I'm going to show you how to do the one. Come on, Design Space, work for me tonight. I'm going to show you how to use the blank one. Also, if you need extra help downloading and uploading SVGs, let me know. I already got this one in here. So if you use the template, I'm going to select that and then insert into Design Space. And then you can add whatever you want to your template. Tonight I'm going to do my name. Need to move my screens, excuse me a second, out of the way so I can work here. So I'm going to enter text. That's going to be in the way too. and type out my name. And then if you come up here on the top, you'll see a font. We can choose fonts. If you go to System, you'll see your own fonts, and I'm going to use this Mitzi Doodle right here. I like that style. Yes, Belle, they are straight tumblers, straight skinny tumblers. So these are not tapered. They do make different styles. If you get a tapered tumbler, you'll need a different template. On here though, who loves that Cricut now does kerning and you don't have to move all of the letters? I think that's awesome, but I don't like how the C and the H go together. So I'm going to come up here to the top of the layers menu and click ungroup and fix that really quick. Just move the C over and down a little bit. And then, let's see, I'm going to have to move that out of my way. This font, Marina, was called Mitzi Doodle. Let me see if I can go back up there. I already ungrouped it. Hold on, it had something in front of it. After you get it how you want it though, go to the bottom of the menu and click Weld. ALS Mitzi Doodle. I got it on fontbundles.net. It's M-I-T-Z-I. Doodle. Okay, so I've got my name done, and then I'm going to put it over the template. This template is like you see it, left to right, top and bottom, and I want my name to go sideways, so I'm going to just turn it. And then I'm going to select both the template and my name and come to this top menu here and center vertically. That will get it good and centered. And then if you go back over to the bottom of the layers menu and click attach, that attaches my name to that template. So it will cut my name out of there. Then we go up here to make it. Now, one thing with Infusible Ink is you have to remember to turn mirror on. If you're in my Cricut Crafters Club, I gave you don't forget to mirror stickers to put on your Cricut because that's one of the mistakes that tends to happen a lot with Infusible Ink. So we're going to turn the mirror on and then continue. See if this... Hi Anna, yes, there is a bulk option. So if you order a case, you will save more money on that. So if you have a Cricut Explorer, you want to turn your dial to custom, and then of course on the maker we just hit browse all materials is what comes up. I'm going to type out the first few letters of Infusible Ink and it will come right up. And then you click done. So then Cricut will tell us, it gives us a nice little reminder, make sure your mirror is on, and we're going to put our materials ink side up. So we have mirror on, we're ready to go to our machine and cut it. So let me switch cameras again. I already have, well, I'll show you. Let me get this out of the way. The Infusible Ink sheets, they come out a brighter color than this after they are on there. But you just put them on like vinyl or paper or anything else. I line it up along the edge first. And then smooth it out. So now it's ready to load into your machine like that. Now, because this is live, we're going to skip ahead and not wait for it to cut. I already got it cut. Ta-da, the power of live video. It's cut already. And so when it's finished cutting, you want to just flip your mat over and kind of peel it off. Peel your mat back to get it off. It's supposed to help the infusible ink or any of your materials from tearing or getting too curled up, which infusible ink's already pretty curled because it comes in that little box. Next, I'm going to just trim it up so we can use the extras on another project. I forgot to mention, I don't have a heat press for this. I don't have a mug press. I don't have the new Cricut mug press either. Did you guys get that? Are they matte or shimmer? Are you talking about the tumblers? They're like a gloss. They're not the glitter sparkly ones. I know there's some like that too, but they are glossy. So I do not have a Cricut mug press. Did you guys buy one of those? Let me know in the comments. I don't have a regular mug press either. I'll show you how I did these without fancy equipment. So once it's trimmed up, I'm just going to pull off the extra around the edge. And that square you see, that is our template. And with infusible ink, it's like, if you've never used it before, it's like paper on a sticky sheet, so you really don't even need weeding tools. You just pull off the parts that you don't want on there. So you're going to leave the centers of your letters. I'll pop out my eye. It helps if you bend it back. It gets that part up, and then it's just easy to pull off. Of course, I say it, and then it's not peeling off. It's fairly easy to pull off. There. So that's all off. So my name is out, and then I like to, because it's a mirror, always flip it over and look at it from the back side, because then that's when you'll notice if you forgot to weed some of the parts. So my name is going to go in there like that. These are the two sides. We're going to need to trim one of these sides, and I can show you why in just a minute. I didn't put my scissors back where they belong. But you want to go to one of the edges and cut off that extra sticky paper. And leave just the infusible ink paper. Once again, you can get this template or find out more about these tumblers by commenting the link. They come with a the lid and the straw. So before we put the ink on the tumbler, you are supposed to remove, I just took this one out of the box, so it should be okay, but you want to take this is a microfiber cloth, something that will remove any dust or any of the stuff on there. And then I'm going to start with the side I cut off, so this is straight on the infusible ink. The infusible ink goes this way, and I want the C to go to the top, so this is the top, and it's going to have the C on it. If you start at about the center, it is easier to line up. I gave a little extra room on this template, but you want to make sure it rolls evenly. Otherwise, like if you get to this side, you might have a white across the rim of your top, and you don't want that. So the part I cut off, we're going to put down first, and then just look and make sure that on the top and the bottom, the ink goes all the way down, so you don't end up with a white rim. You might need to make a few adjustments. Once you're happy that the ink is on the top and the bottom, you'll need some heat-resistant tape. And get it going here. This is Cricut brand heat-resistant tape. and you want to put it, you don't want it to touch the tumbler, but I'm going to put it on the top and wrap it on the inside to keep that stuck there. Marina, if you have a tapered mug, you would need a, there's different templates out there, and I could make one too. You would need to use a template that is for a tapered mug. It would be that size, and it would make it easier to get on there. So the reason you don't want to touch the white, and the reason we wanted to cut this off, is because this is where the seam's going to go. So if you had tape going here, ink would not stick to the tumbler or to the mug in that place. Make sure we're still lined up, and then I'm just going to roll it around super tight. And then check again and make sure it goes above here and below there. It looks good. And you do want an overlap as here. That's fine as long as it's not touching the tumbler. Then we're going to get more heat resistant tape and tape it down. To tape the whole seam. And then I'm also going to go around the top and the bottom too, so that it hits that rim. So there I put the heat resistant tape part on the ink and part up here, and then I'm just going to fold it over. We'll get another piece for there. So that it goes over the top. And then you want to do that same thing with the bottom too. Just roll your tape around and make it go over the bottom. Now I did this, let's go back to this way. I did this 2 different ways, with one just taped on, and then the other way was with a shrink wrap. So I'm going to show you also how to add the shrink wrap, but then when we're done, I'm going to show you the results of both ways, either just taped or with the shrink wrap also as an added protection. And what the shrink wrap does is it holds everything tight, because with ink, if it moves at all, you'll get what's called ghosting, and then that's where the ink kind of fades and doesn't look very good, like how you want it to. It doesn't look bright. So these are on Amazon, and they're dirt cheap. So if you get some tumblers, I'll throw some in the box, some of these in the box for you, because you get like 100 for maybe $10. They're really, really cheap. And you just slide your tumbler in here, and this is a heat shrink thing. So when you apply heat to it, it shrinks it up and holds that ink to the tumbler super tight so that it will not move. Now if you make these, and they're done with a heat gun, so I've got my heat gun on half, it's like on 6, so I'm going to start that. If you end up making these a lot, hopefully you can still hear me over the heat gun, they do make silicone of these where they're reusable, so you don't have to buy the heat shrink stuff all of the time and mess with the heat shrinking, but they are super, super, super cheap. heat gun is getting heated up now. I think it's fun to just watch it shrink up to it. Carrie, I have not used a hair dryer before on them. I was going to test it, but I couldn't find ours. Both me and my daughter tend to always let our hair air dry. So I have no idea. The last time I used the hair dryer was probably for a craft, but I didn't know where it was to test it. I can tell you on this with a 6, it feels to me it's not burning my hands. It feels about hair dryer heat type, so I would say it would work, especially on the high heat if you have an adjustable hair dryer. Okay, so that is stuck to that good, and then it would be ready to go into the oven, and that is what I used to do mine. I put them in the oven. Some people might say that you shouldn't put it in an oven if you want to rather use a convection oven. I only found a couple posts that had questions about should you really do it, and I couldn't find any dangers on it. I know I've heard that too, not to do inks in the oven, but I didn't have a problem. It didn't make my house stink really that bad. And I figure it's not any worse than oven cleaner, right? That oven cleaner is nasty, and we use that in our oven. So you put it in your oven. And of course I did this. I don't know if you could hear me during that. Earlier, my mic wasn't working when I was playing that clip. But if you couldn't hear me, 400 degrees for 15 minutes. And then I tried 2 of each. I tried 2 wrapped and 2 just taped. So now we're going to take a look and see what those look like. We'll open them up. After they are in there for the time, you want to take them out and then set your timer again for 20 minutes. You want to make sure they are good and cooled off before you remove the materials. So this is the one that is I just taped on. I taped down the seams, the top, and the bottom. Hi Karen, I'm excited you're here too. It is fun to do, I tell you. I love making cuts. I'm turning into a sticky mess. But if you would rather do a convection oven, I see them at Goodwill all the time and places like that for like $20. So this is taped only. And it looks like it turned out good with this tape. That's it all off. There is a spot here, and I knew that spot was there before I even wrapped it. I don't know if I got it wet when I was doing it, but that was on the ink. And then you can see the bottom, and then the top, the rim. That's what I was talking about. Make sure the rim goes all the way around, and then here, if you look closely, it might be hard to tell, that's our seam, so you don't see any white there. That's why we cut that section off. So every one I've done with just tape has turned out good, but a lot of people that I've seen on the internet say that theirs with just tape never turns out. So either way you want to try it. Oh, there was One step I forgot with the shrink wrap. A lot of shrink wrap recommends you put parchment paper before the shrink wrap, and then you also want to put parchment paper on your oven sheet too, or down on your oven tray, so that it does not stick to that. So this is pulling off the shrink wrap, the parchment paper. And then we'll get down to the taped parts. Oh, this is the yellow and green. I thought I was getting purple and green. Maybe it is on the other side. Yep, there's the purple. Get that off there too. And that's how that one turned out. So I would say either way worked about the same for me. Whether you do just tape or you do the shrink wrap also. Here are the other ones I made. This one with the Buffalo Plaid Infusible Ink. That one was just my taped one. And then this one I have water in, so I'm not going to tilt it too much. It says running on iced coffee and a prayer. I chose this one to do the shrink wrap because it had a lot more writing on it. So maybe that's the key. If you have a lot of writing on it, it's better to shrink wrap. But with just the big letters and one name, it worked fine for me just to tape them. Thanks, Holly. Thanks, Tamara. You definitely can do this, Kim. Does anybody have any questions? I think they turn out great too. Infusible ink or sublimation. Sublimation's a whole nother ball game. You need a special printer and stuff, but this is a fun way to kind of dip your toes in it to see if you like it before you invest in all the sublimation stuff. Thank you, everybody. They did turn out beautifully. So you are going to have to try some yourself too. They're super fun. Hi, Becky. Dakota is my daughter's name, and she's mad at me because she says all the Dakotas are boys. I'm like, there's some girls out there. Tamara, you can get the material list. Just comment link in the description, and I'll make sure I will get you everything you need. Where I got the stuff and where you can get the stuff. If it doesn't show up in Messenger, I will come back and send it to everybody that commented link. I'm not sure if that's working. The only way to test it is if you're live, and I can't test it when I'm live, so I'm not sure. Next week, I am going to do, I was going to show you, but I don't think I have a picture. Next week, I will be on Wednesday again because I have another meeting on Tuesday. Yes, Kristen, they are dishwasher safe, but do not microwave them, which these are stainless steel anyway, so don't microwave them. Cindy, I used my regular oven, but you can use a special oven if you want to. I had also heard that it wasn't good to put them in your regular oven, but I did, and I didn't notice any problems. The ink in there is sealed, and I figure it's not any worse than the oven cleaner we put on there. I mean, it didn't smell horribly bad. I couldn't find any scientific proof that you shouldn't do it. I always ask why. If somebody tells me I can't do something, I have to find out why. And I couldn't find out a good reason why, so I put it in my regular oven, and we didn't die. So there you go. But choice is yours. You can find a convection oven probably pretty cheap at garage sales or Goodwills if you don't want to put it in your own oven. When he was born, there was only girl Dakotas. That's usually how it works. Well, thank you guys all so much. Yes, they are dishwasher safe. Next week, yes, I let my oven preheat. So I put them in there after it was already preheated to 400 degrees and then leave them in there 15 minutes. And there will be a write-up of this video too with all the instructions over my blog by the end of the week. It will be available to watch when the live is over. It comes up as available to watch, and if you're in the Cricut Crafters Club, I will post it there too so that it is searchable and all your links and everything you need is there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Next week on Wednesday, I'm going to do an animal print door hanger because I'm stuck on animal prints at the moment. And so I made some stencils for those, and it's going to be super duper fun. I do not epoxy afterwards. You don't need to epoxy. Once they're done, they're good to go. The dishwasher and everything. I know they look nice and glossy. This is a gloss tumbler. Skinny tumbler, 20-ounce gloss. No epoxy. So have a good night, everybody. If you have any other questions, just pop them in the comments. I will come back and answer them as I see them. I will see you next week. Thank you.